Welcome back to Sunset Beach for the Vans World Cup of Surfing. Stop number 2 on the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. Round 1, Heat 12 in the lineup as we speak. Tommy Whitaker, David Carmo, Granger Larsen, Kaimana Henry.
Grew up on Maui, but now resides here on Oahu's North Shore. He's had a win already this season at Rangiroa, which was a big event for the regional. So he's been able to get a start here with his regional ranking. So I like his, he's a big, strong surfer.
Carmo and Tommy Whitaker, they have been around the block and back. So it's nice to see these guys getting in the mix. David Carmo so deep and just finding himself kind of over dry reef. So this is not where you want to be.
Yeah, I know you're a fan of David Carmo.
Absolutely. This dude rules.
Little stumble there to get started, but now he's in the rotation of the
fourth or fifth to cherry pick the best days from.
Well, you would be incentive when you look down the Surfline forecast and you see the waves that are coming. You would be wanting to get through this round.
Well, here is Tommy Whitaker, who is a surfer who not only rips in 2 to 3 foot waves, but 2 to 20 foot waves as well. Kai Henry now. We've been wanting and waiting to see a big, powerful Kai Henry carving snap, and we got one right there.
And Kai was able to unload 2 nice turns, especially that final turn. You see there, DeCarmo staying out of his way, but look at this section, the big snap, and then there, the final move where he just lays into it. And that's going to score big out here. You know, I think that when you can show those types of really strong, speedy maneuvers. Also over there, Carlos got a front row seat. Shun probably in the dungeon.
Kai Henry
working his way.
Carving through an opening snap, that wave. On his previous wave, he utilized priority. He's not necessarily a full-blown contest guy, but he's got a competitive head on his shoulders. He used it, and that's where he got that 5. And here goes Granger Larsen. He is the exact opposite. And this dude is in a contest every other weekend, and he's been doing it for a long time. Great style. The first wave, it was just okay. The wave was just all right. So gonna get out there and try to get something in that excellent range. Meanwhile, DeCarmo blasting the tail out and showing that was a complete ride.
Well, let's take a look. See what he did here. I think he liked it. You know, he blew the fins out and he was able to hang on. And he completed the ride. Let's take a look at Granger Larsen. So smooth in his approach. You can see he doesn't really ever pump the board. He just kind of lays it on rail. Very smooth and calculated approach. We use his rails through the water pretty smooth.
This is the Vans World Cup of Surfing 2016, a QS 10,000. The last qualifying series 10,000 event of the year. Last chance for these surfers to gain QS points. The last chance for us to see Tommy Whitaker in a jersey here in 2016. Unless he's got a big finish and puts himself in contention to win the Vans Triple Crown. That was a great looking wave for Tommy Whitaker. His first wave was a 283, so definitely did more to get a higher score on that last wave. Kaimana Henry still kind of just sitting on that 5, waiting for the backup score to come through. Here's Tommy Whitaker, and his style is so cool.
Very well paced. You know, so much experience, and you know, it's great is you can use that experience and you can communicate those things to the athletes in which you're trying to help. Then you got to go out there and, you know, if you're going to talk about it, you better be able to execute it. And he's one of those guys that does. You know, he's an example being that it almost probably helps and know when to execute those things, when to wait, when to scramble. So I think that, you know, probably help each other a little bit.
As we look out the lineup, Kaimana Henry, quick little cover up, goes down. Tommy Whitaker's last wave of 4.27, that's enough to get him in the lead. That's the mark that these guys are trying to beat. Here we go, Granger Larsen. He's sitting on a 4.67. Surfed smart heat so far, only utilizing his priority when the wave deems worthy, and pretty, again, I think that wave will be right there.
Here's some of his insights.
Awesome. Here's a look at Granger Larsen's last wave. Like you said, only needing a 2.24.
Just again, I love the transitions in his rails. He's never really looked like he's driving for speed. It just kind of, it's there for him. Just where he places his board on the wave allows him, that down carve to top turn. Nice little combination of major moves, right? Again, there, he had to weave his board a little bit to pick up some speed, but then once he gets back up to speed, he just kind of goes back into that flowy motion.
Nicely done. The judges agree. 4.7. That's enough to get him in the lead. Here's your now second place surfer, Tommy Whitaker, who has to pull out due to priority, giving way to David Carmo on his backhand. Big section to deal with, and he gets dealt with by that inside.
Those big wild barrels are being had. You watch there, Carmo's been struggling a little bit. This is his fifth wave, and again goes down. The judges weren't buying into his 2.43 with it too. I mean, that's pretty far up the point.
Carmo now, he's got a chance. He needs a 4.67. Good looking line on this wave. He needs to get going up into the lip. Big floater. There you go. There's the David Ducarmo.
A little two-turn combo. Why not? And then now we're going to see a left.
Tommy Whitaker goes to the backside snap. Bam. Second turn looked good. Good two-turn combo for Tommy Whitaker. 1:27 seconds to go. Where is Kaimana Henry?
Well, let's take a look first at Whitaker. Does he better at 2.83 here? This turn's pretty solid. Slightly, if I was going to start trying to dissect it, a little stuck, but still feel like he's probably going to better the 2.83, just not by a whole lot. Is this another one? Is this the 4.67? Is Whitaker, does he better his situation? So it's going to be needing a little bit bigger than a 4.67 if that's the case.
You got to look at the what the judges are looking for, critical maneuvers, and they liked what they saw. David Carmo gets the score. Here goes Kaimana Henry. He now needs a 3.77. So one big turn out the back, and this wave just dissipates. And he knows it. That was a tough call right there for Kaimana, who just waited and waited through that set, thinking he was going to get the opportunity. May not have come. And meanwhile, on the other side of things, David Carmo selling it to the judges. That floater is critical. It was in a, big bowly part of the wave. And it was enough. It was more than enough. A 6.33, but watch out.
How's that for a finish?
Wow. As it stands now, Tommy Whitaker gets the score with a 5.9. The judges liking the big backside snap. He jumps up and takes the win. Granger Larsen in second. That drops David Carmo down to third.
You're shattered, aren't you?
Henry drops to fourth. Well, the veterans pull it through. Tommy Whitaker, Granger Larsen unofficially moving out of round one into round two.